All right. Kick this thing off with some recognition. Starting with the coaches that sponsored coaches last week. It's funny story quick. My buddy Steve Adams, who was in Alaska with Amy and I, we were talking about like sponsoring coaches. He's like, you didn't sponsor me. He's like, I signed up with you. He's like, I enrolled with you, but you didn't sponsor me. You don't like pay for me. Like sponsoring someone means you sponsor them, you pay for them. So I guess we can't use that word anymore, personal sponsor. But I'm going to still use it. I thought it was kind of funny though. Okay, so there was two coaches last week that sponsored multiple coaches last week. And that was Amy Morgan, sponsored or enrolled two coaches last week, and Jennifer Gregory sponsored or enrolled two coaches last week, which is really cool. I think is Jennifer Gregory, is that one of your coaches, Amy Morgan? No? Whose coach is Jennifer Gregory? Anybody know? Nobody. All right. Next recognition. We got the personal volume points. So this is the volume that you create based on your personal orders and based on your customer orders from you. So here's the top 20 Team Boom coaches from last week with over 300 points. Margaret Mackerer, Shauna Valenta, Nina White, Jamie Richards, Laura McLeod, Sarah Santapadre, Cami DeCiccio, Kim Kenny, Jenny Fritz, Amy Morgan, Liliana Barrio, Sarah Olinsky, Joyce Rogalski, Bridget Moore. And over 400, Chelsea Cata, Jeff Leese, Brandy Cross, Kelly Marks, and myself. And over 500, Alyssa DeBee and Jessica Cruz. Killing it. And then the last recognition, I'm just going to read off the coaches that are at Success Club 10 already this month. There's a bunch that have hit that are in between Success Club 5 and Success Club 9. I'm just going to read off the 10 for now. So with 10 points, we had Lindsay Kenny, Jenny Fritz, Jennifer Gregory, myself, and Trip Knowles. With 11, we have Mary Beth Darling, Caroline Nathan, Caitlin Kappa. With 12, we have Kim Schneider, Reve Chantel, Amy Morgan, and Alyssa Sardelli. With 14, we have Anne-Marie Vickers, Kelly Marks, Jill Wagner, a couple of Nebraskans, Terry Bachlet with 14. She's a Success Club machine. Amy Reelman with 15. Annie Wallace with 15. Michelle Phillips with 16. Carrie Martabano with 18. Whose coach is Carrie? Terry's coach? Nice. And then at the top of the list with 20 Success Club points, Kim Opperley out of Syracuse, New York, one of Annie's coaches. Killing it. Cool. Okay. All right. So I think you guys knew that I was part of the Beachbody performance test group. So the Beachbody performance supplement line that's coming out at Summit, and you're going to be able to buy the stuff at the core. So they did a webinar. They had the guy, the doctor that created the line. He's a Harvard faculty, or used to be Harvard faculty. Now he's full-time with Beachbody. So I listened to his webinar, and I got to be honest, there was a lot of things that I had trouble like keeping up with, a lot of like biology things. But I tried to take notes on as much as I could and the things that kind of made sense to me. We're not allowed to share that webinar, unfortunately, but they're coming out with another webinar that everyone's going to be able to watch soon. So I'll let you guys know as soon as they come out with that. But in the meantime, I figured I would kind of read through some of my notes that I took and then let you guys ask me any questions. And I probably won't be able to answer some of them, but I'll try to do my best. And then if I can't answer them, I'll try to get the answer for you guys. So I got my notebook and I got my pen to write down any questions you guys have so I can find out the answers if I can't answer them. Okay. So Beachbody Performance, his name's Dr. Nima Alamdari, A-L-A-M, Alamdari, D-A-R-I, Dr. Nima Alamdari. Harvard faculty. So his studies at Harvard included everything to do with muscle. He's like the muscle guy. Muscle growth, muscle function, muscle breakdown, muscle metabolism, muscle energy, muscle mass. So exercise physiology is, I guess, how the body responds to exercise. Performance nutrition is how nutrition influences performance as far as energy, hydration, muscles. So he kind of started off by like the problem with supplements. So 10 to 15% of supplements on the market contain banned substances. Yes. Okay. My notes are terrible. So his whole thing is like a lot of times, 10 to 15% of the time, you could be doping and not even know it because some of these supplements are just not regulated. And a large percentage do not contain what the labels say. And a huge percentage are not backed by research or any evidence. So that's just something to talk to your customers about, any of those other supplements that are out there. So as far as Beachbody Performance, quality and integrity, if it's on the label, it's in there. Science and evidence basis, proven by science and research, all the ingredients that are in there. Efficiency, not only does it have the right ingredients and says what's in there is actually in there, but it has the right quantities of the right ingredients, which we'll talk about some supplements that do not. The nature, no artificial colors, no flavors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners, and no artificial preservatives. Customization. Okay, so this is kind of a cool feature they're gonna have. So you're gonna be able to customize based on your goals, your body weight, the duration, and the intensity of your workout. So Beachbody is gonna have an online tool to put in all of that information, and it's gonna tell you how much to have of each supplement each day. Whereas most supplements that you buy at a store or online, it's just kind of a one-size-fits-all, where Beachbody is gonna be a little different than that because of the online functionality. Okay, so before I jump into I'm gonna talk about each of the 5 things individually. Any questions about any of that stuff? And you guys are muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, what did you just say? You just said customize based on goals, body weight, and what else?
And then based on the type of workouts you're doing, so the duration and the intensity of your workouts.
What are our competitors' products, or who are our competitors? Because I had somebody try to sell me something that has a website that you put in all of that information.
He didn't talk about specific competitors, so I don't know that, but I can ask who our biggest competitors are.
I can answer that.
Okay, great.
I'm super familiar with supplements because I use them myself. You're going to want to think of any kind of competitor. I think a huge product that I always think of is anybody from Quest Nutrition is a huge competitor of ours. They just came out with a protein, a whey protein. The makers of C4, so Cellucor, is a huge, huge competitor of ours. A lot of people use C4. Trying to think of other popular pre-workouts that are out there, because that's a huge supplement for people.
And it'll explode.
Yeah, that stuff is terrible.
Celtec.
But anybody who's really popular in the industry who produces BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, whey proteins, casein proteins, or a pre-workout, you want to consider a competitor.
Cool. Any other questions? Nada? Alrighty. Okay.
Quick question, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The competitives, products, and hours, what do we have in the way of artificial ingredients?
This one has no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, preservatives. That's all I
What
got.
about the competitors that we're talking about, that C4 and that stuff?
Do you know that, Amy?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
The C4 have any, I don't know if you know if they have any, like any of the competitors have like artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives? Because this one does not.
Yes. You want to think about, so if you can consider things like whey proteins or any of those four products that I talked to you about that are really big on the market. Like fruit punch or pink lemonade isn't natural. So I would probably say, suffice to say, that most, if not all, competitors are making pre-workouts, whey proteins, casein proteins, and BCAAs with artificial colors and artificial flavors.
Gotcha. Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Seeing if there's any kind of, like, you know how we have the Shakeology comparison charts to like other drinks that are on the market. Have you seen anything like that? So if people are asking, how is this different than something else? Is there anything out there that you've seen yet that we could use as a third-party tool or whatever to keep?
No, they haven't done anything like that yet. But they haven't really talked about like the marketing tools just yet. They're going to talk more about that in the webinar that they released to like all the coaches. But marketing comparison chart would be great. Comparison chart. All right.
Or script. That's good.
Yeah, script. Can we get a script on that? Okay. All right. So let's start with the pre-workout. So there's 3 key ingredients. Beta aniline. So it's BETA hyphen A. I'm just gonna, maybe I could share my screen. Actually, you guys won't be able to see this probably.
It's beta alanine. That's the main ingredient.
Beta alanine. So it's BETA hyphen ANALINE. Beta alanine. So this is good that you're on here, Amy, because you can help with some of this. So what I have for that is that it combats lactic acid, which is the acid that builds up in your muscles during use. It's an amino acid that helps fight fatigue by fighting the lactic acid buildup. It works right away, but 4 to 6 weeks of using it, it gets even better. And it's proven by research and science. And there's 800 milligrams of this beta aniline in the Beachbody Performance, which has been proven by science to be like the optimal amount, whereas some other supplements have like 1,600 milligrams. So that's that. That's the first key ingredient. The second is low dose caffeine coming from the green tea. So this is going to increase focus, energy, and performance. And there's been a lot of like recent research on this that low dose caffeine have same performance enhancing benefits as the high dose caffeine without the side effects like the crash and the anxiety. And this has been proven by research and science. And I was looking at the ENE, which has like 4 times the amount of caffeine as this pre-workout does, the new one. And then the third ingredient is quercetin. So Quer.
Quercetin.
Quercetin. Quercetin, I believe. Quercetin. So this is like a powerful phytonutrient So multiple studies have shown it improves exercise performance and VO2 max, which is the amount of oxygen getting to the muscles during your workout. So I guess that phytonutrient helps with like the oxygenation of the muscles, which is obviously a good thing. So do you guys that know a lot more about supplements than I do, obviously, want to add anything to that?
Well, the only thing I know about quercetin is it's used like Benadryl as an antihistamine. So it's interesting that they're using it in this capacity.
One of the questions that people had about the beta-alanine, is while it can combats lactic acid and stuff like that, it's the stuff that makes your skin tingle, and it gives you that like hyped feeling of like wanting to run a marathon, depending on what brand you're using. It's the factor is how much of the beta-alanine is in there. I think C4 is a common product that a lot of people use. C4 has a ton of beta-alanine in it, so that's why you get that immediate skin crawling feeling and then a really big crash from it.
Gotcha. Great. Any questions about the pre-workout?
Hey, Pat, what was your experience with it?
Honestly, like with E&E, I definitely like felt that rush of energy, but it's like you notice it all of a sudden, it just kicks in. But like for me, it just didn't last as long. I mean, it got me to the point where I wanted to work out, so I would like start my workout and I'd be in the workout, so then I would just keep working out. Whereas this one, it wasn't as much of like boom, like it kicked in and then it wore off. It was more of like it kicked in, I felt it kick in, but it was more of like a sustainable energy. I think that's because it probably has like, a quarter of the caffeine. I liked it a lot more. I felt like more focused during the workouts. I felt it all the way through the workouts. Whereas E&E, I felt more of like a burst in the beginning, but didn't feel the E&E all the way through the workouts, if that makes sense. So for me, this was just more sustainable energy. Any other questions on the pre-workout, which, you're going to call that?
What's the flavor, Pat?
I'm not supposed to show these, I don't think. These are like the demos that I got. I'm not supposed to show what these look like. But the Energize, it's called Energize. The pre workout is called Energize. And yeah, the flavor is lemon.
Oh, okay.
So one of the questions was like, why does it have that bright color? And it's because of the Amy Morgan, how do you pronounce that word with the Q?
The quercetin?
Quercetin. So quercetin, the bright yellow, is like a pure part of the phytonutrient. So the quercetin is a phytonutrient, just like in apples and onions, that gives it that bright yellow color. So that's why it is that color. There's no like lemon flavoring, but they call it lemon flavored.
I have another question. Yeah. Are these being certified as like non-GMO, gluten-free, any of that stuff?
It's the same. They said the same thing as like Shakeology, whereas like their testing is like far beyond any of the non-GMO or organic and things like that. But they can't like put it on the label yet. Because
the reason I ask is Dave and I did this. Like a booth thing like for Beachbody, and there was this company there that I'd never heard of. They're called ID Life, and it's like this up and coming vitamin company. Mm-hmm. And they have a performance line that almost like looks identical to what Beachbody is throwing out there, except for their gluten-free, non-GMO, everything. So they can target that market.
Gotcha.
So that's why I was curious, because as soon as I saw like the containers, like it looks very similar like to what it showed us on the preview. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, I wonder if that's kind of what Beachbody got wind of and is targeting, because we always try to do the best we can compared to everybody else. So
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's kind of who they were targeting on this new company that's come out, ID Life. So I didn't know if they were taking that extra step with this stuff because there's like less ingredients. I thought maybe it would be easier for them to like get it certified or whatever.
It's called ID, just ID Life.
Yep. It's like a vitamin company, and every single product of theirs, like non-GMO, gluten-free, this and that, whatever. And that's like what they push, because like there's not many other companies on the market that have that credibility. So.
Gotcha.
You know how long they've been around, Michelle?
I had never heard of it. The guy that I talked to actually knew Alyssa from Instagram and tried to like take her out to lunch and convert her over to his business. But he was like definitely a talker. Like he's probably a really great recruiter. But I have no idea. He gave me the whole spiel about their company, but his brother out of Pennsylvania does it. It's just starting to come into this area. But basically it's like you take this survey online and you say like what kind of foods you eat, what time you go to bed, what your physical activity is, and it generates all of these vitamins you should be taking. And it gives you exactly what time of the day your body needs to be taking them. So it's geared towards every person. So it's a lot different. It's not like a shake. It's a lot of pills. So they have to take like their vitamins in the morning, the afternoon, at night. So it's a little, it's different, but their big thing is they're, non-GMO, gluten-free. So I didn't know if Beachbody was like targeting that and going to go that route or what.
They don't talk about proper meals and nutrition and that kind of thing.
They might, but I think what they're geared toward is the vitamins. Like that's their Shakeology. Like the vitamin line is their Shakeology, basically. And then they have like these bars, like I don't know if it's a protein bar or just a snack bar, and those are gluten-free, non-GMO. And they have a kid bar, so that was a big deal for them. And then they had their line of like a pre-workout, creatine, post-workout. And it
Michelle, are you
like,
their newest rep?
huh?
Are you their newest rep?
No, I'm not. But I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what Beachbody's coming out with. So I thought that like Beachbody got wind of this and was like trying to like come out with something similar,
That's the name of the company, Pat, that I was trying to think of, that it seems like our supplements are mirroring, because I had somebody chasing me to try to do the ID Life about 2 months ago.
I mean, Carl's not going to waste like millions of dollars or whatever to promote a product that he doesn't believe in. We already know that. And there's so many contenders out there already that I'm sure, just like Shakeology and everything else, it's going to eventually speak for itself, like how you feel and like over the course of time. But I can't see us coming out with anything that he already knows he's up against something, but we're coaches, we sell us, so if we talk about it in our personal experiences, I don't think the other people stand a chance, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not worried about like the vitamins or anything. I was just curious about the supplements because it looked very similar. Like even the branding looks similar.
Hey, Pat, for this particular E&E replacement, do you know the cost of it? And is it going to be something sold individually, or does it have to be a whole package together, individual things?
I got like the pricing. I was gonna do that at the end, but you can do it separate and you can do it as a package.
Okay, cool.
Cool. All right. What else here? Okay. So E&E, they asked if it was gonna like be discontinued. They said they're gonna continue it as of now. So E&E and other pre-workouts have L-arginine, while the Beachbody Performance pre-workout does not. So new research has just come out that shows it does not do anything compared to placebo groups. So that's L-arginine, which I guess is in E&E, but is not in this new one. Okay, so formulas that include L-arginine and caffeine fight each other with blood flow. So I think he was just kind of talking about the caffeine and then the L-arginine kind of have two different, they do like opposite things to your blood flow. and they kind of like fight each other. So it's better not to have those two things in the same formula, which E&E does, and this new one does not. Okay, so why no antioxidants? Why no vitamins C and E? And he said antioxidants hamper adaptations to exercise. So these do not have antioxidants in it. And then why no creatine? He said creatine is best taken post-workout in combination with a protein recovery drink. So no creatine in the pre-workout. Okay, so the during workout drink is called Hydrate, and that is the flavor is citrus. Okay, you right? Yeah. So this was formulated to be more effective than water and sports drinks with 3 key elements. So carbs plus electrolytes plus the same quercetin. And then this next part, which I was kind of confused on, it's called osmolality. So OSMOLALITY. 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 Could you use that in a sentence? So this is the amount of solutes in a drink or in your blood. So during workout, so this during workout formula helps keep our osmolality at the correct levels. So water doesn't do this. And I'm not exactly sure. So maybe someone knows what that means, but I guess it's very important to have the correct amount of solutes, SOLUTES, in your blood. And apparently this formula is going to help do that, but water doesn't do that as well. And same with sports drinks. And then why is there dextrose and beet sugar in the during workout? And that's because it helps reach the right level of osmolality. So that's the during workout drink.
Do you know if that's a BCAA or they're comparing that to a BCAA?
What is BCAA?
It's a branched chain amino acid, and it's typically taken intra-workout and post-workout, and one of the main ingredients is leucine, and the higher the ratio of leucine, the better that it is. And so I was curious whether it's they're marketing it as a hydrate drink, but it's really BCAAs.
I don't remember that in the BCAAs. I could have mixed it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just what? Did someone else say something?
No, keep going. It's fine.
Oh. Any questions about the during, which is the hydrate?
How many ounces is it? Because I barely drink water during my workout. If I'm gonna do an insanity class, I'm gonna barf everything up if I'm trying to drink a ton. So that seems kind of.
So your pre-workout, they say to mix with 8 ounces of water, and your during is 8 ounces of water if it's a half an hour workout.
Okay, well that's not too much.
There are a number of videos on Beachbody. I'm Googling it now about the Beachbody Performance Premium Workout Supplements, and there's a 3.5-minute video by the guy that you're talking about, Patrick.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're looking at how to improve
That's his voice. He's from England, I think.
maximizing recovery after a workout and optimizing overnight muscle recovery. This is breakthrough stuff.
And that breakthrough research is about to be a reality with
Thanks. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the post-workout drink, so the recovery. So he said this is a more advanced version of the results in recovery formula that we have. So there's much more research that's been done since then. There's 20 grams of high quality protein for recovery. The most we can use at any given time, he said, on average is 20 grams of protein. So this one has a mix of fast and slow release protein, which he said has been proven in studies to be the best combination. There's also glutamine, which helps with muscle synthesis and repair. And then there's pomegranate, which is a phytonutrient that reduces soreness and improves strength and recovery. And research shows increased strength and reduced soreness. And he said it's best not to eat anything for 30 minutes after you have your post-workout drink, your recovery. I mix my creatine with my post-workout drink, which is the 5th option. So you got your pre, your during, your post, and with your post, you can have your creatine. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then the 5th one is your recharge, which is what you take before you go to bed. Big question. This is one of the questions I had as well, because there is whey and soy in the recovery and the sleep formula. So asked about the vegan version, and they said they're working on that. Right now, they've used like the best ingredients as far as like performance, and then they're working on the vegan version, just like they did with Shakeology.
Do you feel like you had, because don't you do the vegan Shakeology?
I do, yeah.
Did you feel like you had any issues with the whey in the supplements when you were taking them, or were you okay?
I didn't really notice like any issues as far as like I think the issue I had with regular Shakeology versus vegan was more of like the regular helped with my digestion better than if I didn't have the regular Shakeology at all. But the vegan helped with my digestion even more so. That was the biggest difference I noticed between the regular versus vegan. I think my body just does better with no dairy as far as digestion. But with these supplements, I didn't notice any difference in my regularity at all. So I'm curious to see like what happens when they come out with a vegan, and I'll have a better idea of like how these compare to that one. But I didn't really notice a difference at all with my digestion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pat, for your test group, did they tell you to continue with Shakeology or not take it during that period of time?
No, they said to just continue doing what you're doing. That someone asked like, can you mix your Shakeology with the recovery? He said you can, but he recommends that you wait 30 minutes. He said you shouldn't really. He said ideally you shouldn't eat anything 30 minutes after you take the recovery. So, okay, so biggest difference between recovery and R&R. So this new one versus the old results in recovery. So this new one has 20 grams of protein, which he says has been proven by science that that's the optimal amount, versus 10 grams of protein in the results in recovery. This one has higher amino acids and higher glutamine and lower carbs, 10 grams versus 40 in the original. And this one's lower in calories. It's 130 versus 220. And the recovery has pomegranate and no antioxidants, which hamper adaptation to exercise. Okay. So the recharge is the pre-workout, or excuse me, the recharge is the pre-sleep. So this is the one that I took right before I'd go to bed. So this has 20 grams of protein, of the slow release protein, improves muscle protein synthesis, which decreases muscle protein breakdown and improves adaptation to exercise. Also has glutamine and it has tart cherry. So this is another powerful phytonutrient that decreases exercise-induced inflammation and reduces delayed onset muscle soreness, which is DOMS, which is a big reason that people take ibuprofen is after an activity, they have that delayed onset muscle soreness and inflammation. And he said that this tart cherry helps with that, reducing the inflammation and reducing the delayed onset muscle soreness, just like ibuprofen does, but without the side effects of ibuprofen, like leaky gut and things like that. So tart cherry has some melatonin in it, which explains why I felt like I slept a lot better. So that explains that. I've taken like melatonin before I've gotten on a flight before, and it knocks me out. I sleep great. Versus I've also taken like Dramamine, which also knocks me out, but kind of have a headache when I'm done with it. Whereas the melatonin didn't, and this didn't as well, which is nice. Any questions about the recharge, the pre-sleep, or the post-workout, the recovery?
Yeah, Pat, one more question about your personal experience. I know you had the shoulder surgery, and if you're still sore from it, did that anti-inflammatory make any difference to you?
I didn't notice a difference with like anti-inflammatory. My joints still, swell. If I like do, that like plyo move where you gotta like go down on one leg and kind of bend your other leg around, that's still like inflaming my knee. So I didn't really notice a difference in like the anti-inflammatory part of the recharge. The things I noticed the most were I definitely got a lot stronger in a quicker amount of time. I definitely recovered a lot faster. I definitely was not as sore. I noticed a difference in my strength, but also my muscle mass. I definitely felt like I slept a lot better. But I wouldn't say I noticed a difference as far as like anti-inflammatory.
Do you know how many? Oh, sorry.
How many grams of protein are you consuming throughout the entire line?
I don't think the pre or the during, the pre and the during do not have protein, and then I'm pretty sure that the recover and the pre-sleep both have 20. Pretty sure.
So that's 40, and then Shakeology has what, like 17. So with Beachbody products alone, you're getting like almost 60 grams of protein a day if you're doing the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good selling point because a lot of people don't like hit their protein goal for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Pat, is there going to be any 30-day money-back guarantee with this? Do you know?
He didn't talk about that, but I feel like that's just kind of Beachbody's policy. I would assume, but I don't know for sure. I'll ask.
Did they mention anything about how this will fit into 21-day fixed containers?
No.
Oh.
That's a good question, though.
In the recharge, do you know how many carbohydrates are in it?
That's the
pre-sleep.
I don't have that one. I'm not sure how many carbs are in that one.
Okay.
I'll find out.
A lot of people are just concerned about, they have a misconception that if you eat carbs before you go to bed, it'll make you gain weight, which isn't true. So I was curious how many grams it has.
Yeah, do you have the like calorie count? Do you have all that information? Like I wonder in just this line how many calories and stuff you're consuming from your daily needs.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. I'll get all that stuff. I'll get like a thing that has like for each thing how many grams of protein, how many grams of carbs, how many grams of fat, and how many calories. How about that? Anything else? Proteins, and calories.
Probably sugars too. That'd be important.
Sugars. Cool. Got some homework. I like it. Okay. So then the fifth option is your creatine. So you got your pre, your during, your post, your pre-sleep, and your creatine. So I'm sure you guys, a lot of you probably know this. So it's, I believe it's the monocreatine is the one that's like the most safe and effective versus the other forms like creatine nitrate and creatine malate. So see, when you consume creatine, it increases our muscles' creatine levels, which increases muscle strength and power. With the resistance training, it also increases your muscle mass. If you are just trying to lose weight, he said you probably won't need the creatine. And part of that online tool is going to help people figure that out if they need it or not. Okay, so as far as the pricing, I don't know anything. I don't take supplements until I took these. So like as far as prices, I looked at it. I thought they were kind of high, but I don't know what supplements are, how much they cost. So the pre-workout, these are just individual, and then I'll talk about the bundle. So the flavor names are just, you got your lemon for the pre-workout, you got your citrus for the during, chocolate is the recovery, and vanilla is the pre-sleep. And the prices they came out with initially got shot down, and they reduced them by 15% across the board. So for the pre-workout, the retail is $49.95 for a 40 servings. So a little over $1 a serving. And then the coach price is $37.46 for 40 servings.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Stuff like the C4 pre-workout by Cellucor runs about $35 to $45 for a 30-day serving.
Okay, cool. It's good to know. Thanks, man.
Wow.
So the during workout is $34.95 for 40 servings, and the coach price is $26.21 for the 40 servings. The recover is $69.95 for 20 servings, and the coach price is $52.46 for 20 servings. And then the pre-sleep is the same. It's $69.95 for 20 servings for retail, and the coach is $52.46 for 20 servings. And then the creatine is $19.95, and that says it's between 20 and 40 servings, depending on who you are. And then the coach price is $14.96 for the 20 to 40 servings.
Are you getting PV from any of this?
Yep. So the coach price on their pre-workout is $37. You get 37 PV, 30 TV. The during workout is $26 for the coach, and you get 26 PV, 20 TV. The coach price for the recover is $52, and you get 52 PV with 40 TV. And the pre-sleep is $52 for the coach price, 52 PV and 40 TV. And then the creatine, $15 at the coach price, 15 PV, 12 TV.
That's awesome. So a lot of people that use like the
What do you guys
vitamins.
think about the price of those things? Like high, low, as far as like compared to the other stuff on the market? Because I have no idea what supplements cost.
It sounds
I mean,
cheap to me.
personally, I think it's low or like right. It's very competitive price, I think.
I think the pre-sleep at, what is it, $70. Basically, that's casein protein, and depending on brand and quality, it can run you anywhere from, I would say, $45-$49 to about $70.
Does casein mean like it's the slow release protein?
Yeah, so the whey protein is a fast absorbing, and the casein protein is the slow absorbing. So overnight, what's happening is instead of your body basically going into starvation mode, the casein protein, because it's a slow release, it'll release slowly over time whenever you sleep, obviously, and your body has something to feed off of rather than nothing at all.
Okay, cool. And do you think, is that why there's soy protein? Is the casein like a soy type protein?
No, I would venture to say, Pat Hayes might know, but I would venture to say that most, if you take a look at the ingredients of most casein proteins, they probably have soy of some sort. That soy I can't say, it's like lecithin or lecithin or something like that. But I think that's pretty high, especially for the Recover drink too. I think that's pricey.
Yeah, I have a question as far as the serving amount. Like, something's 40 servings. How is that going to help with our HD? Because not everyone works, 30 days in a month. Most people don't work out 30 days in the month. Are they going to take it on days that they're not working out as well? And that's not going to help people taking, like, it should be 20 servings or whatever, because 40 is going to last 2 months. No one's going to stay on HD and get it every month, which could keep someone active. If that makes sense. The only thing that seems to be able to keep someone active, like a spouse or whatever, instead of Shakeology, is the 52 PV one, the Recovery. Everything else doesn't really seem to help in the HD sense.
Yeah, I wrote that down. It's a good question.
Did you say that the pre-workout and the during workout were 40 servings and all the rest were only 20? That's what I wrote down.
Yes.
Weird.
So like, I don't know. These labels they gave me have changed, I think, quite a bit. But this says for the pre-workout, based on your body weight, if you weigh less than 160, then you should have 1 scoop with 8 ounces of water. If you weigh more than 160, you should have 2 scoops with 16 ounces of water. So based on if you weigh above or below 160, it's going to last. If you are below 160 and you followed it like that, it would last for 40 servings. If you're over 160, it would last for 20 servings if you did 2 scoops.
Yeah,
because the serving size is 1 scoop.
Yeah, that doesn't support you for the whole month either if you're over 160 then.
If you're over 160, if you weigh over 160 pounds and you're doing 2 scoops every workout, this is only going to last you 20 workouts.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you built up a tolerance? Because a lot of the times with C4 and other stuff like that, you go from 1 scoop to 2 scoops as you build up a tolerance anyways.
He was saying that like 4 to 6 weeks in is like it gets better. I thought.
Did you personally feel like you had any tolerance to
I didn't notice like one way or the other. Like I didn't feel like it got like better or worse, you know? Yeah. I was doing like 1 scoop a day because it was only 20, like I wanted it to last for the, more than 20 days. So I was doing 1 scoop. I usually only do 1 scoop of E&E when I was using that. And now I'm back to the E&E, unfortunately, but
I guess you did 1.5 scoops and that lasted for the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'll ask about like how they plan on doing that HD thing because that is going to throw some things off.
And did they talk about a bundle on that, Pat?
Yeah. Okay. So so there's a performance stack, which is going to be just the pre-workout and the recovery. So the one you take right after you work out. So the pre and the post, that's the performance stack. And that for both of them combined is $109.95 for the retail and $82 for the coach price. So the retail would be 70 plus 50, it'd be 120, and it's so you're saving like $10 on that when you combine the pre and the post together. And the PV for that is 90 PV.
All right.
And the TV is 70. I don't like how they're doing different TV for the PV. I don't like this new trend they got going here. It's less team volume. It's bull crap. Okay, the next, they have a couple bundles. So that's the performance stack, just the pre and the post. And then they got the advanced performance stack, which is the 4 without the creatine. So it's the pre, the during, the post, and the sleep. And that is $199.95 for the retail and $150 for coaches. And that's 150 PV, 125 TV. So 50 plus 35 is 85, plus 70 is 155. Plus another 70 is 225. So 225, they're going to save about $25 if they do the 4 together versus buying them separate. And then 225 plus another 20 is 245. So the ultimate performance stack, which includes the protein, so all 5, instead of paying separate $245, they're paying $214.95. Pretty good deal. And then the coach price is $161, and that's 160 PV for that, 135 TV. One thing I thought was, and they're going to be selling all this stuff at the core at Summit. So then there's the performance sampler pack. So you can just buy an individual serving of all 5, and they're going to have 5 individual packets of each of them. And that's going to be $19.95, and then the coach price is $14.96, and that's 15 PV, 10 TV. So if you just want to like try one of each, $20 for that. And then there's the club performance pack, which looks like it's a challenge pack. So the challenge pack is you get the club membership and you get the pre and the post formula, and that's going to be $140. So the pre and the post together is that performance stack with just those two is $110 for retail, but if you get the challenge pack, it's going to be $140. So it's extra $30 for the club membership, and that's a PV of 105, TV 35, just like a challenge pack. And then there's going to be a printed booklet that explains the science behind the ingredients and the formulas that come with it. It comes with every product purchase, and a downloadable PDF is going to be available in the Coach Online office when it comes out. A lot of good stuff there. Cool. So I got a couple questions that I'm going to ask them. Marketing comparison chart. Can we include the ID Life in the comparison chart? 30-day, is there a 30-day money back guarantee? Is there going to be something that talks about how to fit these into the 21-day fixed containers? How many carbs, fats, proteins, calories, sugars in each by serving? If there's 40 servings and someone only works out 20 times a month, how is that going to work with Home Direct? What else? Any other questions you guys want me to ask?
And $2 shipping, right, Pat, on any of those HT orders?
Okay, I can ask. I'm not sure about that though. $2 shipping HD.
Are they doing Success Club points for anything other than the challenge pack?
They didn't say anything about Success Club, but I'll ask about that too.
No challenge pack with Shakeology for any of these?
No, not as of right now.
Any other workout programs besides Beachbody On Demand? Did they mention? Like for a challenge pack with a performance line?
No. I'll ask about that too.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, this is a whole new market of people that we could have as customers and help now, you know?
Yeah. Seriously.
Maybe I'm gonna start saving money on my supplements.
So yeah, I mean, so you, Patrick, you think this is definitely higher quality from what you know so far and better price?
Pricing right now, I would say is almost comparable. Like I literally just pulled into the gym myself, and I actually have a BCAA product right here. It's by Cellucor. It's Alpha Amino. This tub for 30 servings ran $41. But the one nice thing about it is it has the BCAAs, which are your branched chain amino acids, which is the basic building blocks of protein. It helps rebuild muscle a lot quicker than protein does, but protein's more for building like the actual size of the muscle. The BCAAs is basically the replenishment and re-engaging the healing process. And for this product specifically, it has electrolytes in it, which, as most of us know, electrolytes are the most important thing in our body because without them, our heart would not beat. I'm sure a couple of you know that I could sit here for hours talking about this because I love talking about this stuff all day long. And the physiology and how it works on the body, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, pharmacodynamics, or whatever you want to call it. But no, it's like the C4 or the pre-workouts. Michelle mentioned that her face gets all tingly. The reason that happens is because there's an ingredient called niacin. If anybody takes it for any reason or other, you're older, taking it for your vessels, heart health, and all that, it opens up capillaries that you don't normally use, i.e., your ears, your lips, your tongue, your nose, fingertips. It's like coming inside from a cold day in the winter, and all of a sudden your frostbitten cold hands warm up and they get itchy. It's because now you're pushing warm blood through vasculature that has like not been opened. But
cool.
Placing niacin with something like a beta-alanine, which is a nitrate, which nitrates used in the medical field open up the vasculature, open up the vessels, dilate them, drop your blood pressure. And the reason that pre-workouts like E&E, C4, or any of them work the way they do by increasing your heart rate is because if you look back at the just simple science, your blood pressure drops. Your sympathetic nervous system's response to that is an increased heart rate to maintain a level of perfusion of oxygen to your system, to your brain, to maintain a homeostatic, line to stay on. You don't want to, lose too much oxygen into your system. Otherwise, you're going to go hypoxic, pass out. It sucks.
My question is like how they I mean, I use them, like they work, right? I'm just like curious, like how they compare to like other supplements on the market, because I feel like there's going to be, a good amount of people that have never used supplements that are going to want to try these, because Beachbody's name's on them and Beachbody comes and stuff, give it a shot for 30 days like I did, see how it works. But I think a lot of people are already using supplements outside of Beachbody. So I was just curious how we would talk to those people that already know what works for them and say like, hey, this Beachbody supplements, and kind of maybe be able to talk to them a little bit about how it compares to what they're already using.
A lot of times I would think in the supplement line of work, I guess price is about the only thing that really talks to people.
So it's just it's going to be like, hey, here's Beachbody's pre-workout. Here's the one you're using. This one's cheaper. And they both don't have artificial. Like, I mean, how much better can Beachbody supplements be than like what's out there already? You know what I mean?
Well, for the lack of mind for, those who don't really know much or don't really want to learn, they think, oh, this works, but they don't want to learn that, Beachbody has quality product. Whereas, T-Strella and I get into this all the time. She's like, Patrick, you suck. You cannot drink this protein because it has all this sort of shit in it that you do not need to have in your system. And she's right. Honestly, a lot of stuff I take, like from GNC, it's got fillers. It's got stuff in it that you don't necessarily want in your system. But to people that, like ourselves that are smart-minded, we want to learn and educate ourselves about what we're putting in our system. Beachbody, those are the people that you're going to be able to pull in, because, putting stuff like C4, C4 is actually not the worst, but, it's one of those things where it's a hard market to change people, because they have their ways, and a lot of the people that use them either don't know what the hell they're doing or are way too ego, driven to even want to switch.
Cool.
That's the only trouble.
All right. Yeah. All right. It'll be interesting. I'm sure, like, just like the stuff I was able to share with you guys is kind of just like, just something to start with. But Beachbody's going to be coming out with a lot of marketing tools and a lot more videos, and a webinar for coaches to watch to get a lot more information on it. It's just like Shakeology. Like, the more you know about it, the research behind it, the better off you're going to be when you're talking to your clients. So at least, hopefully this was helpful a little bit to get, some kind of a base knowledge. Anybody else?
Can I make a suggestion about like a sales point of like how to start a conversation? Just an idea for you guys. The supplement industry is huge. It's blown up over the last couple of years. You can get supplements pretty much anywhere. But I think a really great way to start a conversation on social media is say, hey, I'm looking for a new pre-workout. What do you guys use? Or, hey, I'm looking for a new whey protein or a new casein protein or a recovery drink or branched chain amino acids. Can you guys give me some suggestions? That way it opens up a conversation, and you can start a list of people who responded to you and what they're using, so that when the performance line comes out, you can shoot them a conversation and start talking to them about it.
Hashtag marketing genius. Cool. Anyone else have anything to add real quick? We're going to jump off here. Nope. All right. If you guys have any more questions, post it in the coach groups on Facebook. I'll try to get them answered as quick as I can, and I'll be sharing all the information that's coming out between now and when Summit hits, because that's when they're really going to open up a lot more information that they didn't even share with the elite coaches yet. So hopefully you guys got your Summit tickets, because you got if you don't, June 30th is the cutoff. Cool. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for getting on.
1, 2, where'd Pat go?
Joe, you got it. Go, Joe. Take it away, Joe.
Unmute everybody.
Hold on. All right.
3, 1, 2, 3. Good night, everybody.